Living with a mind that refuses to shut off feels less like thinking and more like managing a mechanical failure. It's the weight of high-velocity loops, the fake arguments in the shower, the exhaustive replay of a 3-minute conversation, the mental rehearsals for scenarios that haven't happened yet. This constant simulation carries a metabolic cost. When you vividly imagine a future confrontation, your body reacts to the thought as if it were reality, releasing cortisol and elevating your heart rate in response to a purely internal event. Most advice for this follows a predictable script. Meditation apps and self-help influencers tell you to simply clear your mind or be present, as if you can solve the problem by just turning the machine off. But when the thoughts keep spinning, it's easy to conclude that your brain is simply flawed. You watch others navigate the world with what seems like effortless focus, while your own mind feels burdened by a chronic, unsolvable anxiety. This diagnosis misreads the biological intent. The inability to power down isn't evidence of a glitching system. It is the byproduct of an intense, specialized cognitive process. What you are experiencing is a specific evolutionary adaptation, a rare capacity for mental modeling that is often found in high-performance environments, even if it currently feels like it's working against you. In neuroscience, this is referred to as advanced predictive processing. Look at how most people process information. They operate through simple stimulus and response, seeing an event and reacting to it. Your mind works like the right side. One data point triggers an immediate expansion into dozens of branching pathways. You aren't just worrying, you are building sophisticated internal models of the future. Your brain is systematically calculating every possible reaction and outcome to prepare you for uncertainty before it actually arrives. This requires a massive degree of abstract reasoning. To simulate a future conversation with enough detail to feel real demands a level of creative synthesis that most people never access. Your overthinking is actually a high-speed strategic simulation. It's the brain's attempt to solve the problem of an unpredictable world by rehearsing every possible version of it in advance. If this internal modeling is such a sophisticated tool, why does it leave you feeling paralyzed and drained? The problem is a lack of sensory filtering. The human mind is remarkably bad at distinguishing between a cold intellectual simulation and a real-world event. Simulating 50 ways a project could fail makes your body process the stress of all 50 outcomes at once while sitting perfectly still. Without a specific objective, this massive processing power feeds back into itself, creating a closed loop looking for an undefined solution. The exhaustion isn't a sign that your mind is broken. It's the result of running a high-torque engine at maximum capacity without ever putting the car in gear. Solving this doesn't require you to shut the engine down. It requires you to step into the driver's seat and direct where that power is going. We have to shift from passive, looping simulations to a state where your predictive power is used strategically to adapt to real-world challenges. The first step is cognitive detachment. When you feel a mental loop starting, you have to practice observing the thought from a distance. You aren't the simulation, you are the one running it. This allows you to apply a filter. Ask yourself, is this simulation providing data for a real event, or is it just a repetitive circuit? If there's no data to be gained, the simulation has no utility. The second step is to force deep focus. Because your mind is optimized for high-intensity processing, it requires significant resistance to function correctly. If the task is too easy, the mind will wander back into looping. You have to point that processing power at one difficult, real-world problem. By engaging with a task that demands your full analytical capacity for 20 minutes, you force the chaotic energy into a single productive vector. Directing this cognitive load toward a tangible goal builds more organized neural connections. It stops the aimless daydreaming because the brain is finally doing what it was designed for, solving complex problems. This overthinking is a powerful biological mechanism. Once you stop treating it as a symptom to be cured and start using it as a tool to be directed, you transform that mental noise into a significant strategic advantage.